Hi friends, it's Joelle from Zenergy Group. Today's topic is the Queen Era. So I want to talk to you about what it is to live in your Queen Era and what the three pillars are of the Queen Era. So let's dive in. First, let's define what the Queen Era is. So the Queen Era, in a short definition, is accepting who you are, good, bad, and ugly, and knowing who you want to be. And the Queen Era is that journey in between who you are now and of who you want to be. All of us are who we are, but all of us always have goals. We have things that we want, a lifestyle that we want to live, relationships we want to have, bodily conditions we want to have as it relates to our health, finances we want to have, career, things like that. And so the Queen Era is that becoming, it's the journey to that version of ourselves that is fully realized. So let's talk about the three main pillars of the Queen Era. Pillar number one is inner work. So I guess you could call it like point A of the inner work pillar is taking responsibility for your own emotions. That is so important as you are in your Queen Era to understand that no one else is responsible for how you feel but you. Now, this is not the video for me to go into what emotions are and how you can manage them. I have a video for that. It is on the Zenergy Group YouTube channel. It's called Emotions, shocker. So if you want more detail into my breakdown on what emotions are, watch that video. I will give you a very high level overview of what emotions are and help you better understand how to manage yours, which will make a lot more sense when you're thinking about this point of no one else is responsible for how you feel but you. So taking responsibility for your emotions is such a huge part of living in your Queen Era. That way, no one else's actions, good or bad, will affect your energy. Point B under the inner work is taking time within to fix your inner issues. So kind of connected to the first bullet of owning your emotions and making sure that no one else is responsible for how you feel. Looking within to fix your inner issues, kind of coinciding with that, because queens are introspective. We are always looking within. When outside situations bring up triggers in us, you don't react to that outside trigger because, again, you know that no one else is responsible for your emotions. So if you're triggered or if an emotion comes up, you're looking within to ask yourself questions. Why am I reacting this way? Why does this make me feel like this? So it's looking within first. What are my limiting beliefs that this particular behavior or action from someone or something external, what limiting beliefs do I have that are really serving as triggers for me, that are evoking an emotion in me? So those are the types of introspective questions that you ask yourself when you're in your Queen Era. Also, as it relates to looking within to fix your own inner issues, forgiveness. It's using forgiveness and other tools to reprogram limiting beliefs or negative self-talk that you have about yourself. So forgiving, letting go of harbored emotions that we have because of some past event or trauma or a person that hurt you or a loss, anything that you are just holding on to and it's impacting how you go about your day-to-day activities. You want to look within and you want to use forgiveness and other tools, affirmations, mantras, things like that to reprogram those limiting beliefs. So those are a part of our kind of like subpoint B of doing inner work. The second pillar of your Queen Era is leading with grace. leading with grace and not grit. So let's kind of break that down. So when we lead with grit, think like that whole boss chick persona, that whole boss chick era that some people were in and some people are still in, where it's this like constant competition. Like you're always trying to like one up. I've got this, I'm doing this. Like it's like this assertive, like masculine energy where we're competing with one another and we're trying to peacock, which is what I call it peacocking, when you're like trying to always show off something. Male peacocks are the main ones that like put these feathers out to appear bigger than they are. It's a defense mechanism. And so I call it peacocking. You know, that person that's always trying to like one up you. You got that girlfriend that's like, oh, I'm doing this and we going here. We got this. Like it's that type of energy. That's masculine energy. That's leading with grit, where you have to assert yourself and like dominate a person or a situation or control. That is not leading with grace. In your queen era, you lead with grace. When grace is within you, it exudes out. You don't have to show off. You don't have to show up. You don't have to peacock. You just have to exist. That is who you are. It exudes. It says enough. You don't need to make any declarations. It's just who you are, sis. That's just your energy. And so it's such a natural flow because you've done that inner work. And so you don't need that validation from external things to make you whole, because you're already whole. So you literally just exist. You walk into a room and your energy speaks for itself. So that's what I mean by leading with grace and not grit. And that will permeate into every aspect of your life, your relationships, your romantic relationships, your familial relationships, your friendships, your career, your health, all of it connects. And the third pillar is walking in consciousness. So what I mean by that is, in your queen era, you are always consistently pulling yourself into the present moment. You are consciously making sure you're in the present moment, where you are self-aware moment by moment. So whatever is going on around you, you are able to quickly identify if you're triggered, and you're able to self-soothe that. You're able to understand if someone else is communicating with you and they're triggered. You're consciously, in every moment, you're present. You're also tapping into your power, because everything that we want, any answers to any questions that we have, is within us. And so in your queen era, as you walk in this consciousness, you are always creating a space where you are allowing. So that means, you know, you're within, maybe that's a meditation that you do every day, but it's something to create this energy of like, you're not always putting up a block or a defense or a wall. You know, you know how to protect yourself, but you also know how to allow things in. And so when you allow, and when you're in touch with your inner self, then you can allow opportunities, you can allow guidance, you can allow answers. All of those things are flowing within you and around you every day. And that is what I mean by walking in consciousness. Our three pillars of the queen era are doing the inner work, leading with grace and not grit, and walking in consciousness. These three things are key to being in your queen era. And that is the era in which you are transitioning from the person that you know and love now, good, bad, and ugly, right, wrong, or indifferent, to the person that you want to be. It's that becoming. So let's live in our queen era. Let's lean into our queen era. Let's learn. Let's forgive ourselves. Let's forgive others. Let's work on ourselves. Let's awaken. Let's be conscious in every moment. And let's always strive moment by moment, day by day, to be the best version of ourselves that we can. I hope this video gave you life. I will talk to you guys soon.